Hey, welcome back, Fast Monty's Garage. We're starting a new playlist today. You guys kind of know we're converting the GTO from a carburetor to fuel injection. And this applies to anyone with a carburetor, at least 99% of them, and we'll go through the details later. But if you're new, my name is Mike. This is my home garage, and I love doing projects to show you guys what it takes to do it at home. So you might be asking yourself, and probably want to ask me, why do I need to change my carburetor to fuel injection? Because I love my carburetor. And it's fine if you love your carburetor. It's very difficult to get a properly tuned carburetor. And if you do, if you're successful at it, it's probably tuned for wide open throttle. And that's it. Whatever your settings are for wide open throttle, you're stuck with. Partial throttle, idle, it doesn't matter. It all revolves around how it was tuned for wide open throttle. That's one of the problems. So with fuel injection, we get to play with everything below wide open throttle. So frankly, a fuel injection throttle body and a carburetor wide open throttle are going to be pretty close to the same. The advantage of fuel injection is we can change the fuel map anywhere in the RPM range. That will change our throttle response, improve it obviously. Cold starts will be improved. Just general drivability will be improved, and we can tap the efficiency in our engine that we haven't been tapping with the carburetor. So that got my attention. So why did I pick FiTech? That's another good question. I have several friends, and I know you're watching, that use FiTech on their cars and they love them. That was enough for me to move forward. But the other thing that caught my eye is that the CPU, or the brains of the fuel injection operation, are actually inside the throttle body. That means less wiring for us. I'm a fan of that. And lastly, it's super affordable. I was shocked at the price. You guys can research it on your own. It's amazingly affordable. So you can save that extra money and go buy something else for your car. Oh man. Anyway, what else? Your next question is probably, Mike, I've heard it's a nightmare to install. How hard is it to install? Well, frankly, that's a good question. I don't know the answer because I haven't done it before. This is my first time doing it, so you guys get to learn from my mistakes. That's why I have this channel set up, so you can do it at home, learning from me. If you have any questions or comments, leave a comment below, because there's going to be several guys that already have the FiTech experience commenting and answering questions. So this is all a group effort. Other thing is what needs to be done. And believe me, I'm going to go through every step by step. This could be 4 or 5 videos. So what needs to be done, the major change when it comes to converting from carburation, is the fuel supply. Fuel is supplied to carburetor in a range of 4 to 8 psi, kind of ballpark it. When you convert to fuel injection, you need higher pressure, much higher pressure. We're talking 58 psi for this system. Some systems go up to 75, 80 psi. It really depends. But the whole point is we have to change the fuel system. And I'm going to go over that. I'm going to go over every option for you. The other thing we have to change is we have to add a feedback loop for the computer inside the throttle body to monitor the engine performance. And what is required is an O2 sensor. So we actually have to find a spot in the exhaust to put an O2 sensor in, and that monitors how much fuel is being burned or not burned, and the throttle body can make the changes accordingly. So let's get into this box and what's going on. As you can tell, I have what's called a master kit. This kit has 2 things in it. One is the throttle body, which is the most important part. The other part is as a fuel system that I'm going to cover in the next video. This video, I'm only going to talk about throttle body portion, which you can buy individually. You don't have to buy it as a kit like this. So let's tear into the box and see what we got. Here it is. This is the throttle body kit. It comes with everything you see here. You can get it direct from FiTech or from any of the major speed part suppliers. It comes with different colors too. Obviously black, but aluminum, chrome, gold, pretty awesome. Now, what makes this so unique, if you didn't know, it looks like a carburetor on the bottom. It's because it goes right where your carburetor went. on your existing intake manifold. This is for a square bore or spread bore. I'm not sure if it's for Dominator, but I know it's for square and spread bore, which is 90% of the carburetors out there. If you have a spread bore manifold, make sure you call FiTech and get the adapter plate. The other things it comes with is obviously the necessary gaskets, a temperature sending unit for fan control. So you can actually program when you want your fans to turn on if you have electric fans. Pretty cool. And it obviously monitors the temperature of your engine. The other thing it comes with is the oxygen sensor we talked about. It goes in your exhaust. And how do we put it in the exhaust? We have to drill a hole and put a strap-on bung. Yeah, that's not a joke. Sounds hilarious, but it's true. We'll also have a weld-in version. I can go through that as well. And plenty of cabling. I'm sure you saw we have some wires to deal with, which we will deal with in the episode for installation. We also have cabling for programming and wiring to the handheld unit. This is the handheld unit you can use while you drive the car to monitor the situation, make some changes, or just put it in your glove compartment if you ever need it. It also comes with a third arm. I've always wanted a third arm. Now I got one. Some other wiring that we can deal with later, but most importantly, instructions. Here's the handheld instructions, and here are the main instructions. Read them 5 or 6 times. Don't be like me and try and install it and then read the instructions. It's some very sensitive equipment we're dealing with here. The other thing that comes with is customer service information. I'm going to put this in the description of every one of these videos, mainly so I don't forget, but if you need to look it up, it'll be there. Before we go, I just noticed there are several different ports for fuel plumbing, which is pretty cool. Makes it easier for us to install and get creative with our plumbing. Our next video, we're going to talk about how to get fuel to this thing correctly, because there's 3 main options: an inline pump, an in-tank pump, and a force fuel system, which is like a reservoir. I went with the force fuel system. In the next video, I will cover all 3 of those, the benefits of each one, and I will install the force fuel system and wire it and everything in the next video. So subscribe if you haven't, and you guys know the drill. Build them fast, drive them faster. See you next time.